tearing out pieces of me to replace the broken pieces of you. Tearing out, tearing out.
Family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you for coming and sharing some time with me. Please mind my glistening, glowing face. I am sweating because it's hot as hell out here, and I decided at 2 o'clock that I was going to grill, so I'm manning the grill because my husband is working in Pennsylvania, New York area, so he's not home. And of course I had to spray myself down, my bug spray, so that's also part of the reason why I'm shining. So please disregard that. Welcome all new subscribers. I love you all. Like, shout out to the Urban X Nation, because I know it's you guys. I know it's you all who came and showed up for your girl, because Malcolm said something on Thursday's video and my numbers just shot up. Like, we surpassed 777. I was able to get a screenshot of it, but I still am getting new subscribers every day. So shout out to everybody, even if you aren't here from the Urban X Nation. If you found my channel and you just rocking with your girl, I love you and I appreciate you and I'm so grateful for you, and I couldn't ask for a better subscriber list than each and every one of you. Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to exercise your independent thinking. Not your free thinking, but your independent thinking. Okay, everybody is free, everyone has a choice, but not everybody is independent. Okay, it takes a lot of gusto and muster to exercise your independence. All right, so when we talk about give me 1 second, sorry about that. So when we talk about our independence, I'm talking about the ability to do what you want to do independent from anyone else's opinion, doing it and feeling good about it and standing in your square about it, standing 10 toes down about it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so talking about independence, because today is quote unquote America's Independence Day, but it's really just a celebration of the Sirius star. That's why there's fireworks, because we're blasting off into the light, right? Our spiritual sun, right? Which is Sirius. That's what today's about. Not about America's independence. But anyway, when you talk about independence, it means that you've become quote unquote free from oppression or from someone else's guidance, right? You not being able to do what it is that you want free and clear. Now, a lot of people don't have independent thinking. They are like cogs in the machine. They go with the masses. They watch the news to learn what it is that they're supposed to be told, how they're supposed to feel, okay? Instead of using their own experience and their own intuition and their own discernment to figure out how certain things are, right? We don't have to look too far back. Let's look at this whole COVID situation, this very real virus that was circulating and it was tormenting people for years, for about 2 years, right? Holding people hostage and captive, and watching the news, the doomsday clock of these deaths ticking and tolling. Everything else stopped. The flu stopped, heart attack stopped, stroke stopped, car accidents stopped, gun violence stopped, abuse stopped. It was all about COVID, and people were just like, oh my God, this is such a horrible thing. But for those that decided to exercise their independent thinking and said, hey, wait a minute, you know, there's a lot more people that are dying from underlying issues, not exactly the virus itself. It may have been complications from the virus, but it's not the virus that was killing them. They were ostracized. They were beaten upon. They said, you know, I'm not going to wear a mask in my car by myself with the windows up. That's crazy. I'm not going to wear a mask in my house. I'm not going to wear a mask when I sleep. I'm not going to wear a mask when I'm riding my bike or having sex or taking my children or anything of that nature. And they were ridiculed for that. They were persecuted for that because they wanted to express their independence. Okay, it took a lot of guts for a lot of people during that time, and I was one of them. Please go back and watch my videos. It took a lot of guts for people to exercise their independence and their free will during that time. But the way and how they were able to do so, and when I say they, I mean we, because like I said, I was one of them. The way how we were able to exercise our independence was because we knew that our power is within us. We knew that our opinions had to be shaped by our own experience, and we knew how to trust ourselves. A lot of people do not go along with certain things. They do not form certain opinions because they don't trust themselves, and it's of no fault of their own. For many people don't trust themselves for various reasons, but for whatever the particular circumstance is, why you feel you cannot trust yourself. That is the underlying base. That is the prerequisite in order for you to express your independence. You cannot be independent, moving, thinking, or anything of that nature if you do not trust yourself. It takes time to learn how to trust yourself. Make little promises to yourself and stick to it. Right? Do little things that you can back up and say, you know what, I did that without any help from anyone else. That is how you begin to express your independence, including your independent thinking. If you want to think freely and independently, allow yourself to gather the research. See what all the facts are before you come to a conclusion. Before you begin to form a conclusion, you have to look at everything that's surrounding. Whenever I talk with people and I have sessions with people, or I'm just, having a regular conversation, regardless of what the setting is, I always look at things peripheral. I always look at things in multiple dimensions. I can say, okay, well, I see how you can feel this way. Loki. Oh my gosh. I can say, okay, I see how you would feel this way. That doesn't mean I have to agree with you, but I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. I see your point of view. I acknowledge it. It's valid. However, this is how I feel. For a very long time, when I was allowing myself to be held by the confines of the Jehovah's Witnesses, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and for the early part of my 20s, I did a lot of things based off of their feelings, their teachings, and things of how I felt my mom would feel. I had to say, you know what? There's certain things in this religion that never really sat right with me, and I'm going to exercise my right to say, no, I'm no longer going to practice this. I'm no longer going to go along with what it is that you all are saying. I can't get down with it. I can't get jiggy with it. It doesn't feel right in my soul, in my heart of hearts. I know this isn't right. And yes, I was ridiculed. Yes, I was excommunicated, whatever you want to call it. I was never disfellowship, but just to be put to the side, I'm like, yes, I understand that. And I understand that there's millions of people that feel the same way that you all feel, but I do not feel that it resonates with me. In school, I was a gifted student. I was on a roll. I made, straight A's until I was just like, this is a bunch of BS. This is a bunch of BS. I don't even want to deal with this no more. Right? I understand that everyone strives to do this best thing, but after this, what is it really that I'm going to do? I had enough old people in my life to look around at their example to see that the things that they learned in school was not it, and they're not exercising it. They're not using it, rather. It's not leading them anywhere. They're using their own life experience outside of school to help them get to where they got to be. After basic arithmetic, if you're not a doctor or engineer or a scientist or a job like that, a lawyer or something like that, what for? What is the point? What is the relevance of it? There was nothing really taught that I was using in a day-to-day setting. So I chose to be independent from that and say, you know what? Screw it. The hell with it all. Right? But that took strength. And it took me trusting myself. And was it scary? Yes. But I had to realize I could push through the fear. Because when you push through the fear, it allows you to see things so much brighter. You're like, you know what? I'm going to see what's the worst case, what's the best case, and I'm going to shoot for the best case. But in case the worst case happens, I know how to handle it. That's how you start to exercise your independence. You're free thinking. You're independent of anyone else and not being just another cog in the machine. By saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to prepare. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to research, and then I'm going to exercise my free will, my right. It is your right to be independent. It is your right to be free. You are not supposed to come here and be a slave to the machine. You're not supposed to come here and just do what everyone else thinks and tells you to do and then die. That's not what this human experience is supposed to be. And the sooner you begin to realize that, the better it will be for you. So start doing that today. Start making little promises to yourself. Start doing a little more research. Stop relying on other people's opinions. Stop relying on one source for something and start going around and saying, okay, I'm going to get a piece from here, piece from here, piece from here, piece from here. And when you start to get all those pieces and put them together, then you start to find who you are at yourself in the core. And then that is such a beautiful thing. Okay, wealthy family, that's all that I have for you today. Very short and simple, to the point. All right, go be independent today. without fear of repercussion from your parents or your grandparents or your friends or your co-workers or your doctors or your religious leaders or anything of that nature. Be independent from that and be yourself. There is only one of you, and only you can do the things that you do the way you do, and it is so beautiful. Someone's waiting for that. Someone's waiting for you to go be you. All right? Don't let them down. Okay, I love you all, and until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.